In this video, I'll show you how to create this cool animated button in Framer. And this is a bit fancier than your standard button because we're animating two things, the background and the label slash icon. It uses some pretty interesting techniques, so let me show you how it's done. Let's start with the text tool, click, and I'm gonna say button label. Now I'm gonna take this and wrap it in a frame, or more specifically in a stack. So I can right click and select add stack, or the shortcut on Windows is Control Alt Enter. On Mac, I believe is Command Option Enter. So let's do that. And first things first, let's add a fill color. I'm going to use 0D, 72D6. And then I'm also going to select the text color and I'm going to change that to white. Now let's work on the layout of this button. So we're using a horizontal stack, center, align everything to the middle, no wrapping. I'm going to set a gap of 16 pixels because we are going to add an icon. And I'm going to set a padding of 20 on the top and bottom and 48 on the left and right. And I'm also going to set the radius here to 100, so we round it off completely. And then back in layout, I'm going to set the width to fit content. Perfect. So now this is our button. Let's add an icon to this. So I'm going to click on insert. I'm going to search for hero, and I'm just going to drag this. I'm going to use the hero icon component. And for now, I'm just going to choose the cube as a placeholder icon, basically. And I'm going to change the width of this icon to 20 pixels. And I'm just going to click and drag it inside my button. And I'm going to change the stroke color to white. Next up, select the button text. And for font, I'm just going to choose Geist. And then for weight, I'm going to choose medium. Now, in order to animate this button, we need to create it or turn it into a component. So with the button selected, we can simply right-click, create component. We're going to call it button. Okay, now with this selected, we can choose to either create a variant of that button or a hover or a pressed state. We're going to animate this button on hover. So click here, select hover. And now let's start by animating the icon. I'll start by selecting the icon in the primary variant and then selecting the position to absolute. And I'm doing this so that I can move it to the outside of my button, right? Because I want the icon to come in from the right side, from outside of my button. So I'm just going to set a negative, let's say 24 pixels to the right side here. And then I'll select the hover variant, select the cube, and I'm going to bring that inside my button. And I'm going to select the right side or set the right property here to 32 pixels, which brings in the icon right here next to the label. So now if we preview, it looks like this. I hover and the icon comes in. But let's make this more interesting. Let's have the icon fade in as well. So I'll go back to the primary, select the icon, and in this primary variant, I'm going to reduce the opacity to 0. And then select it in the hover variant and set its opacity to 1. So now the animation looks something like this. Now, it's a very subtle effect, but I think it looks much better. Let's also rotate it. Yeah, so in this initial variant, we'll add a transform, rotate, and we'll set its rotation to 45 degrees. And we just got to make sure that on the hover state, we reset that back to 0. So now this is what the animation looks like. Now, we can also change the properties of the animation. So with this primary variant selected, I can open up the transition style here, and I can change the time to 0.5, bounce to 0.1. And that's going to create a slightly different animation that currently looks like this. Cool. Now, let's see about this label, because on hover, I would like the label to kind of move to the left as the icon comes in from the right. So the label is kind of making room for the icon. And the only way to do that is by using position absolute on the label, because then I can move it freely inside the button. The problem is, if I select this label and I set position absolute, the button will change its size. And that's because I actually don't have anything else left in that button in terms of how elements flow. Okay? When you set an element to position absolute or sticky, it kind of takes it outside of the regular flow of the document. So to fix that, I'm going to undo, and I'm going to duplicate this label. I'm going to call this duplicate button label. Now, I would like these two labels to have the exact same text always, okay? So I'm going to create a variable for this. So I'll go to content. I'll click on create variable. I'm going to select plain text, and I'm just going to say button label as the name of the property. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the button label, and I'm going to set this to the button label as well. So when the variable changes, both of these text elements change at the same time. Now, I'm going to select the original button label, and I'm going to make this position absolute. Okay, and I'm going to set it right here in the middle. And then I'm going to select the duplicate, and I'm going to keep the position to relative, and I'm going to set its opacity to 0. So why am I doing this exactly? Well, because I want two labels. I want one of them to set the dimensions of the button, and that's the invisible one. It's the one that stays in the middle of the button no matter what. And then I want the second one, the visible one, to be positioned absolutely, because I want to be able to move this side to side freely without affecting the size of the button. So I hope that makes sense. Now, inside the hover state, we have this button, and I can set this at 32 pixels from the left side. I can pin it basically 32 pixels from the left side of the button. Okay, so the animation here in terms of the label is that we're moving the button label from the middle of the button to the left side of the button on hover, making room for my icon. So now if we preview this, the animation looks something like this. And most importantly, the button doesn't change size when we're animating, because in the background, we have that invisible label that's keeping the button intact in terms of size. So now, finally, the last piece of animation we can add is the background. Now, the boring option here would be to select the hover and change the fill color from this blue to whatever color we want to transition. So in that case, the animation, the transition will look something like this. But once again, we can make things a little bit more interesting. So let's select the primary button here, and we'll select F for frame, and we'll draw a simple frame that's 8 by 8. We're going to make that round. So we'll go to radius and make this 100. And we're going to set the fill to 0B, 0A, 0A, which is a very dark gray. this right here will be the background transition, basically, because we're going to go from small to big, giving us the illusion that we're creating that wipe effect on the background. Now, for this to work properly, we need to position it to absolute, and we need to push it outside of our button. So let's select the frame. Let's actually rename this to color fill, and let's just push it outside of my button to about -8 on the left side right here. And then on the hover state, we're going to select the exact same element, but this time we're going to make it big, like super big like that. Big enough to fill the entire surface of the button. And here's a trick for you here, just to make sure that it always fits the surface of the button. You can set the width to a relative one. But first of all, make sure you click this lock icon so the width and height are changed simultaneously. And then just type, for instance, 120%. And that's going to make it into a relative fill. That's going to be 120% relative to the width of its parent element. Okay, and then you can just position this in the center like so, and to the left. And let's preview the animation. And there you have it. So, as a quick recap, we have 3 things going on here. First of all, we're animating the icon, right, from the outside. Yeah, we're bringing it in. We're changing its opacity from 0 to 100%, and we're also rotating it from 45 to 0. Then we're animating the button label. This is positioned absolutely. So we move it from the middle of the button to the left side. And the third thing we're doing to animate the button is to enlarge this color fill from 8 by 8 to the entire width and height of the button. And then, of course, if you want to make this button reusable, you can go ahead and create a bunch of properties here. For instance, you can select the icon, and you can go in here at the bottom and create a variable for it. Set the icon, and then when you use it in your actual document, you now have the option to change the button label and also change the icon. Right, so now previewing this page will show you the customized button. And there you have it. As always, you can find a remix link in the description if you want to explore this further. Thanks for watching, and if you want more tutorials like this, drop a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.